The boy was always bullied by the school bully. One day, he finally reached his breaking point. The moment he clenched his fist, a giant tree monster appeared behind him, its expression mirroring the boy's. It leaned down and whispered in the boy's ear, "If anyone dares to bully you again, fight back bravely."
Are you really there at all?
What did the invisible man do?
With the tree monster backing him up, the boy mustered his courage, roared, and charged. The tree monster, fueled by the boy's anger, erupted in searing light. Behind him, it loomed like a beast. In an instant, it smashed the restaurant's tables and chairs to pieces. He finally defeated the school bully. However, the tree monster told the boy, "Your mother is in danger." The boy panicked. This was his greatest fear. His mother was standing in front of a church. Suddenly, a violent windstorm arose. The church walls swayed precariously in the gale. His mother started to run. The boy desperately rushed to save his mother, even though the ground was already collapsing before him. At the very last moment, as his mother was about to fall, he grabbed her hand, but his weak strength was insufficient to pull her up. The ground was about to completely cave in. He begged the tree monster to save his mother. In the end, his mother plunged into the bottomless darkness. It was all a nightmare. But when he woke up, strange things happened. A yew tree not far from his window uprooted itself. Quickly, its branches intertwined, forming a monster. It was the tree monster the boy had summoned. With a massive foot, it crushed the railroad tracks. In a few strides, it reached the boy's yard. It was going to tell the boy the truth about the dream. "But first, tell me your nightmare." The boy refused. The tree monster angrily opened its gaping maw. During the day, the monster disappeared, and the boy was as usual. He got up early to prepare breakfast. Since his mother's illness, he had learned to do housework. That day, his grandmother came to care for his mother, and planned to take the boy to her house. Learning that he would be separated from his mother, the boy angrily argued with his grandmother. "Tell
me, Connor, if your mother...
She'll be better, and then you can go."
Until his mother fainted. He realized his mother's condition was more serious. That night, the tree monster appeared on schedule. Seeing the monster, the boy wanted it to help drive away his grandmother. But the tree monster was grumpy. It insisted on telling 3 stories before helping the boy. The first story, Lies. In the story, a kind king married a witch stepmother. The witch poisoned the old king, becoming the new king. Later, the prince grew up and retrieved the princess, unexpectedly, while the two were resting under a yew tree outside the city. The next day, they woke up to find the princess dead in a pool of blood. So the prince made these 2 events public. The people learned that the witch stepmother, to seize power, had used ruthless means to kill the king and princess. Therefore, all the citizens followed the prince. They joined forces and launched a war, preparing to overthrow the witch's rule. At that moment, the yew tree transformed into a tree monster, scaring the witch, and sent her to a remote mountain village, allowing her to start anew. End of the first story. After hearing the ending, the boy was furious. He questioned the tree monster why it didn't help eliminate the wicked witch, but had saved her. The tree monster revealed the truth of the story. The princess was not killed by the witch. The king simply died of old age. It was all lies the prince told to the people. His aim was to incite public anger and start a war, to reclaim his rightful throne. Sometimes, people only see the surface. They don't know the truth. Such an absurd twist. Only a tree monster could have made it up. So the next night, the boy asked the tree monster to tell him another story, Faith, about someone who was severely punished in the end. Once upon a time, there was an old doctor. He was skilled in traditional medicine. There was also a charlatan priest in the village. His faith touched many people. Then he started spreading rumors, slandering the old doctor, telling people that they could drive away illnesses through prayer. This led the old doctor to the brink of unemployment. To restore his reputation and revive his business, the old doctor decided to cut down the yew tree that could cure all diseases. But the yew tree belonged to the priest. He wouldn't let the old doctor touch a single leaf. Until one day, the priest's daughter fell seriously ill. He knew prayer was useless, so he could only beg the old doctor to save his daughter. However, the old doctor asked the priest to answer 3 questions. First, would he still slander him in front of everyone? The priest answered, no. Then, could he cut down his yew tree now? The priest helplessly said, yes. And would he give up his faith? The priest readily said he was willing to give up everything, but in return, the old doctor refused mercilessly. On the night the priest's daughter passed away, the yew tree transformed into a tree demon, and to add insult to injury, it destroyed the priest's house. Then the tree monster explained to the boy. The old doctor was a bit bad, but he was still trying to change for the better to save people. But the priest lived by faith. Yet he abandoned his faith. Then he had lost everything. With the tree monster's indulgence, the boy angrily smashed the priest's house with it. When he realized, he had destroyed the things in his own room. Next, in the third story, the tree monster would teach the boy to be brave. When he was bullied, with the tree monster's support, he finally did it. After 3 stories, the boy stated his wish. He hoped the tree monster could save his mother. However, the tree monster told him, the one who really needed saving was himself. The tree monster revealed the secret hidden in the boy's heart. In the dream of saving his mother, it was the boy who let go. That's why his mother fell. Because the boy had known his mother's illness was incurable. He just couldn't accept it. His mother's greatest wish was for him to be strong and brave in the face of life's challenges. Later, his grandmother found him under the yew tree, and told him that his mother was critically ill. At the hospital, the boy was heartbroken. The unacceptable truth had come to pass. At this moment, the monster appeared again. It told the boy that the story ended here, but if possible, I will always be with you. That's the end of the story. The moment the time reached 12:07, Mom left. Finally, the boy found a picture of a tree monster in his mother's belongings. It turned out that the tree monster was his mother. The moral of the story is, what his mother wanted him to understand